Who you believe you are shapes everything you do. Identity is the hidden driver behind every action, every habit, and every decision. When someone struggles to make lasting change, it's often because they're trying to change their behavior without changing the belief that drives it. True transformation doesn't begin with what you want to do. It begins with who you believe you are. If you see yourself as lazy, no productivity system will save you. If you believe you're not good enough, no amount of praise will truly satisfy you. The moment you shift your identity, everything changes. A smoker who says, "I'm trying to quit," is still identifying as a smoker. But the person who says, "I don't smoke," is affirming a new identity. That small shift in language reflects a massive shift in mindset. People tend to live in alignment with their self-image. If you see yourself as someone who always gives up, you'll unconsciously act in ways that confirm that belief. But when you start seeing yourself as someone who finishes what they start, you'll begin to behave accordingly, even when it's hard. Identity creates behavior, and behavior reinforces identity. It's a cycle, and the key is to interrupt it at the belief level. This shift isn't about lying to yourself or faking confidence. It's about choosing to believe in the version of you that already exists deep within, the one capable of discipline, vision, and success. Instead of saying, "Oh, I want to be successful," say, "Oh, I'm the kind of person who takes daily action toward my goals." That one shift in identity begins to rewire your future. The mind is always listening. Every time you speak about yourself, you're giving your subconscious instructions. Speak like the person you want to become. Think like the person you want to become. And soon you'll notice your actions changing to match the new story you're telling yourself. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your identity. If your goal is to change your life, don't just focus on what you want to do, focus on who you're becoming. Because when you change your identity, your future starts to change with it. The past can feel like a weight chained to your potential. It whispers old stories, reminding you of mistakes, failures, and pain. But the truth is, your past is not your destiny. What happened before does not define what's possible next. The most powerful step you can take toward a new future is learning to release what no longer serves you. Many people live as if their history is a fixed blueprint for their life. They replay old memories, replay old wounds, and unknowingly let them shape their choices. But your past only has power if you keep feeding it with your focus. Every time you tell yourself, "This is just the way I am," you're reinforcing a false belief born from an outdated version of yourself. Who you were then is not who you are now, and it's definitely not who you can become. Mistakes don't mean failure. They mean growth, lessons, and strength. Regret doesn't have to be your identity. It can be fuel. Every scar holds a story, but it doesn't have to write the ending. Growth begins the moment you stop letting your past dictate your worth. The most successful people are not the ones who had perfect histories. They're the ones who learn to stop carrying their old stories like baggage and start writing new ones with intention. Letting go isn't pretending the past didn't happen. It's recognizing that you have the power to choose what comes next. It's realizing that every day, you get to decide whether you'll repeat your patterns or rise above them. Holding on to the past is like walking forward while looking backward. You miss the opportunities, the people, and the purpose that are right in front of you. What held you back yesterday does not have to hold you back tomorrow. The habits, beliefs, and fears that once controlled you can be unlearned, rewritten, and replaced. Forgiveness of yourself and others is not weakness, it's freedom. When you let go of blame, shame, and guilt, you clear the path for confidence, clarity, and courage. You can't change the past, but you can change what it means to you. You can extract the wisdom without carrying the weight. You can choose to believe that your best days are not behind you. They're ahead of you, waiting for you to claim them. Every great transformation begins with a choice to stop living by yesterday's limitations. The past may explain you, but it does not define you. The only thing that truly defines you is the choice you make next. And when you choose to let go, you open the door to a future that's not based on where you've been, but on where you decide to go. Change doesn't come from one big decision made once. It comes from small decisions made every day. The real power lies in consistency, not intensity. One intense burst of action might feel exciting, but it's the steady, repeated effort that leads to real transformation. Small daily shifts, done again and again, create results that seem impossible at first. Most people wait for motivation, thinking they need to feel inspired to take action. But the truth is, results don't come from how you feel. They come from what you do repeatedly. Showing up on the days you don't feel like it matters more than pushing hard once in a while. Small actions done with intention become habits, and habits shape your entire life. You don't need to do everything at once. You just need to start with one thing and stick with it. One push-up every morning, one page read every night, one moment of discipline in the middle of distraction. These actions may seem too small to matter, but over time they compound. One step repeated daily will take you further than a sprint that burns out in a week. The reason most people don't see results is not because they lack talent. It's because they give up too soon. They expect instant change and get discouraged when it doesn't happen fast. But growth doesn't follow speed. It follows consistency, like a plant that grows unseen under the soil before it breaks through the surface. Your efforts work long before the results become visible. Success is not about intensity once in a while. It's about doing the right thing even when no one's watching. Especially when no one's watching. The small decisions you make in private build the foundation for the life you live in public. It's not glamorous, but it's powerful. Quiet discipline wins where loud promises fail. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to be committed to showing up every day, even if it's just a little. Those small daily shifts create momentum. That momentum builds confidence. And that confidence becomes the fuel for bigger, lasting change. Greatness is not built in a day, it's built daily. Stay consistent, and your future will thank you for the quiet effort you chose to make today. Feeling stuck is one of the most painful experiences in life. It creates the illusion that nothing will ever change, that no matter how hard you try, your situation is fixed. But that feeling isn't truth. It's a mindset. You are not stuck. You are not powerless. The moment you shift from seeing yourself as a victim to recognizing yourself as a creator, everything begins to change. A victim waits for rescue. A creator builds their own rescue plan. The victim asks, "Oh, why is this happening to me?" The creator asks, "Oh, what can I do with this?" It's not about ignoring pain or pretending life is always fair. It's about choosing not to let circumstances dictate your identity or your future. You don't need perfect conditions to begin changing your life. You need a decision to stop waiting and start creating. Blame is one of the strongest chains that keeps people trapped. Blaming the past, blaming others, blaming luck. It feels justified in the moment, but it gives away your power. As long as you blame, you give control to something outside of you. But when you take ownership, not of what happened, but of what happens next, you reclaim that power. That's when the shift begins. Creators are not born with perfect lives. They are ordinary people who make an extraordinary decision to take responsibility for their future. They turn obstacles into lessons, pain into fuel, and limitations into opportunities. They don't wait for the right time. They create the right time through action, belief, and persistence. This shift doesn't mean life becomes easy, but it means you become stronger. You begin to respond instead of react. You begin to design instead of drift. You start looking at each setback as a stepping stone rather than a stop sign. Every moment becomes a chance to create something new. You are not your past. You are not your environment, your current challenge. You are the one who decides what comes next. When you stop saying I can't because and start saying I, well, even if that's the creator mindset. The creator mindset. And it's always available to you no matter where you are right now. You are not stuck. You are standing at the starting point of your next chapter. The question is not whether you're capable, it's whether you're willing to claim your role as the creator of your future.